surprising everyone with a rallying effort, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Atlanta Falcons 15-10, and they returned to the NFC Championship after nearly a decade, while the Miracle in Minnesota propelled the Vikings to a last-second win over the New Orleans Saints. These two teams will meet for a heavyweight bout in the NFC Championship.
Crazy.
V-Wall, who we got?
For starters, Stephon Diggs, you have the coldest NFL celebration I've ever seen.
Clutch factor went up.
Dog, that's gonna be on the next Madden. I'm not lying. I got live. If you would, I wish somebody would have been able to Snapchat me as I was screaming at the TV because dog, from one when he missed that tackle and he turned and broke for the end zone, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad because I'm finna go talk so much trash to these Saints fans in my DMs. But I'm gonna get straight to the topic now. I'm off my soapbox.
No. You setting the mood.
This is where I'm going. And people may think I'm being a hater. I don't care. I don't like you. I want it to be Jaguars in Minnesota in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I would rather see a number 1 versus number 2 defense in the Super Bowl. Because usually we'll see the top defense play one of the top offense, high octane, blah, blah, blah. But, one, I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to cut it with Nick Foles because Atlanta, they had a chance to win. Julio Jones was looking for the PI and didn't try to catch the ball. If you see, the ball went straight through his hands.
I didn't like the play that they ran.
I don't, because I feel like they could have rammed the ball and got something better in that time period before going through those 3 throws. But Eagles are beatable. They showed that their defense is good, but at the same time, Atlanta was able to get open during that time. With the way Case Keenum is playing and Stephon Diggs and even Treadwell, because we went through even last season him only having 1 or 2 catches the entire season. He's now bringing himself up to be an impact on his team. And not only that, they have the juice just like the Jaguars do. Their defense is not letting anything up. They're looking for the pass. They're looking for the INT. So I honestly believe that Minnesota's going to be able to take this one. They don't really need like home field advantage. They're from Minnesota. They're playing cold weather all the time. In Philly, it's going to feel like a home game.
I want to say something before Bruce goes. Because he bagged on my guy, Case Keenum, who is making a case. And that is why he is here in the NFC Championship, Bruce.
Man, the case of
I'm not done. I'm not. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Right.
I can mediate and then come back and bite you. So don't worry about all of that.
Right.
You just have your stuff ready
Like,
when you sit down with me. Anyway,
Lake Minnetonka.
Case Keenum doesn't make mistakes. He threw an interception last week, whatever the case was. But
he was floating something.
Yeah. But
Okay, yeah.
Case Keenum is for real.
Is he?
Yes. He is for real. The Vikings as a whole are for real. Case Keenum is ready, possibly. And I'm going to go ahead and hot take. He's ready to play in the Super Bowl.
I'll say Vikings are good as a whole. Case Keenum is just keeping them afloat.
Why y'all not keeping them afloat? Well, that's enough. That's enough right there.
Well, Tony's is showing his emotional side. He's showing you that
because you was doubting Case.
He's showing you that
he's down
Minneapolis. He's from Minneapolis.
Why somebody got to be?
At the end of the day, Case Keenum is who he is. A backup.
A winner.
Who's been traveling from team to team.
He's leading this team.
The guy who was concussed just last season, and we thought he was dead on the field.
That's last season. We talking about
now, understand this. Before the miracle in Minneapolis, he was what? 0 for 1? 0 touchdowns and interceptions. You just said he was floating some out there. And you trying to tell me that Case is making a case? Stop it, man.
Case made good
throw you in
that
jail because you right now, if you was a lawyer, you're telling the public a lie, man. Okay? This is God's honest truth, okay? Case Keenum fits in the system that makes him look good. Pat Sherman.
Same one he ran
Sam Bradford looked good last year. Teddy B would have looked good in it this year.
But Sam ain't getting to no NFC Championship.
Am I talking, Tony? I apologize. I'll let you talk.
Well, you take.
Can I do my take? Thanks.
Just give him his time.
So what I'm trying to tell you guys out here, nation, is that the defense is the glue right now. It's the gorilla snot. It's the gorilla glue of the organization right now.
Take 2.
Your head coach is a what? Ex-defensive coordinator.
Mike Zim, I wish we never let him go. Cowboys, shame.
Thank you.
Shame.
So understand that Case is out there doing a lot of boots and waggles. The same thing, i.e. my guy Dak Prescott should have been doing this year.
You talking about Dak?
I'm talking to the nation right now. And what I'm saying to the nation is, don't let my friends up here, i.e. Tony Monk, lie to you and tell you that Case Keenum will win you a Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. Okay? He's either going to run into a Jaguars team that's going to be very ferocious or an all-time legendary coach and quarterback. Continue, Monk.
You can say the same thing for Blake Bortles. If they get to the Super Bowl, he's gonna run into the Minnesota Vikings. What's the difference?
But then
what's the difference, Bruce?
Now this is gonna be the difference. The defenses. If you go against the number 1 versus number 2 defense, both quarterbacks are gonna struggle. But at the same time, if Tom
will struggle against these defenses. What are you talking about?
Stop it. What I'm trying to tell you is, it's all poppycock. Tony just wants a new revelation of some type of championship game to come about. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm a realist. I'm a realist, guys.
You're not a realist.
Tom Brady will smack the Jaguars. The Vikings will probably smack the Eagles. Only because at this moment in present time, Case Keenum is more on fire.
Tom Brady can smack some icy hot on that hand to get to practice.
That's those are things coming
supposedly
out. Because if the Jaguars do beat them, they're going to say, hey, he couldn't be as accurate as he needed to be.
You know what? I don't like that because you make like, dude, if you're gonna lose
like a man.
Come on, I don't need no report that you hurt your hand. I don't care.
It's true.
It's football.
I agree, but at that same token, I have co-workers here. Not you, B-Ball.
Okay.
Not you.
Okay.
I know your takes up. You have more clarity on it.
Okay. I see clear now.
But my research department here, they like to think that other things will happen and that Case Keenum he's the next best thing since Sliced Wonder Bread.
He's the next Joe Montana.
And he's not. He's shown you who he was with the Houston Texans and with the St. Louis Rams.
Two different teams.
Both of these quarterbacks were on the same team at one time. They are who they are. Journeymen, backup guys. Would it be a Cinderella story for those guys to go to the Super Bowl? It would.
Don't count Foles.
No one cares.
Foles.
We love parody, but we know the truth comes out in the end. Tom Brady.
Foles.
And just accept it, Tony. I love Prince just as much as you do right now. Okay, Lake Minnetonka, it was cold when Apollonia jumped in it, okay? But at the end of the day, the Vikings will not be winning that championship ring. And Case Keenum will be a backup.
Look. The thing is, I'm telling you where you're wrong with your take again, because you also said that these Saints can beat the Minnesota Vikings.
No.
Who won that game?
Quit.
I don't care about what happened at the last second.
No.
The W went in the win column for what team? No,
bring the camera right here.
Answer the question.
First of all, y'all see these notes there on the table? My research department gives me notes to talk about, okay? So when we have a segment where we have to go back and forth, i.e. me and B-Walk here, he gives us a note to say. I never liked the Saints. I don't like any team in the NFC besides who?
You was going for the
Saints. The Dallas Cowboys.
You're not talking about
so don't say that I said anything. Now, I did feel like...
Did you not say that?
Hold on. I did say that.
Thank you. What are you talking about you didn't say that for?
Tony, how did the Vikings win?
It don't matter. I told you that they can beat the New Orleans Saints.
All I'm asking is this.
Case Keenum threw a touchdown to Stephen Diggs. Stephen Diggs saved the team, but Case threw it.
I'm going to calm down. Let me just talk to the fans right now. B-Walk.
He's not a fan.
If Case Keenum doesn't throw this lollipop football in the air and 43 doesn't flick his hit stick a second too early,
Saints win the game.
Who are we talking about going to Philadelphia?
It's going to be Saints versus Philly with them six.
All past tense.
So look, what I'm trying to tell you is my take wasn't wrong. It's just a rookie could make a tackle. If my guy makes a tackle, we're talking about the New Orleans Saints going somewhere. You group matches me and Case Keenum, and it's nothing. If he wasn't doing it, you would have said, "Oh well, he just didn't make the pass.
I still say he still had a good season.
Man, stop it.
I believe going in the offseason, I'm just looking at. I think Pat Shermer's going to get the job in New York.
I like that.
They're going to still draft a quarterback. Eli's probably going to be out of there with the new coach and everything.
In a year or two, or like next year for sure.
Next year.
Oh God.
But I think Pat Shermer's going to bring Case Keenum along with him because I don't think he's the long-term goal for the Vikings. No. They still have Sam Bradford as well as Teddy Bridgewater. We're still going to give the keys back to Teddy Bridgewater. So I feel like if the Giants draft the quarterback in the first, they're going to put Case Keenum out there to, one, try to keep their season going, but at the same time, kind of groom the rookie because they're not going to just throw him out there firsthand.
I can believe that. But I would rather, if I was a franchise guy, I would keep Eli and let him.
I would,
just before
I just feel like they tried to tarnish him, man.
Now it's just how things have went with the front office. They got to start over, and keeping Eli there is not going to help the growth of the team.
Well, I mean, I agree with those hot takes, but I just feel at the end of the day, the Vikings are a very good team with a very good defense.
Yes.
Also, the Eagles have a very ferocious front seven. The back end is a little
Shaky.
but they can still win, as we saw last weekend. But, I mean, if I did have to pick a team, I mean, I would go with the home team because, I mean, that's just how I am. I go with the home field advantage. But do I think the Vikings can come in and do some damage? I think they would, and I'll give it a score of this. I'll give it a score of 24-20. I'll give it to the Vikings, man. 24-20.
You up?
So with the time that I'm going, I'm giving it a score. I'm not gonna say 35-24 like I said last one, but
I won't be that high.
I'm giving it 20-17. It's gonna be a closer game than usual because, like I said, both quarterbacks are just not gonna fling it down the field on these defenses. Maybe Case Keenum will get a lot more chances against the Eagles secondary, but running games are gonna be kind of stifled when it goes against both Minnesota and Philly's front seven. So 20-17, going with Minnesota. Jags versus Minnie at Minnie, where Minnie will take the dub at home.
Two good defenses, regardless. We knew what Philly was coming into the playoffs on defense. They carried the Eagles last week in the win against the Falcons.
Right.
Me and Bruce did agree on one thing about the Eagles back end. A couple question marks, but they show up to play. They got young guys back there. Yeah, shout out the native kid, Jalen Mills, man. They stick like glue to receivers. But Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs just have that knack of getting open. And then, it's Kyle Rudolph, and they present a matchup problem in the passing game. The only question is what type of pressure the Eagles will get on the Vikings and, to rattle Case Keenum and get the win. Final score, I'll keep it low score again. Like I said, I'm a defensive guy. I'll go 20-10 with this one, Minnesota. I think they get early fourth quarter touchdown and they hold fast.
There'll be a lot of boos in Philly.
Yeah, I think they make Nick Foles throw a couple of turnovers.
My Philly fans too.
He will give you one. He'll give you a chance to get a turnover. And the Vikings can create those turnovers. So I'll give it to the Minnesota Vikings.
I just think the X factor will be the running game. You got the Latavius Murray, and then you also have Jaye, and you have Blunt. I think whichever team can control the running game, they'll probably come out the winner.
Coming up next, when we return, the Dallas Cowboys. We'll get into them and what they need to do to prepare for this upcoming new season.
Get Jerry out of there.
This is Spot on Sports. We'll be back in a moment.